Hey, what's up, beautiful people? Today is February 11th, and here is your daily energy report. Hope you all are doing well today. These energies that we're in right now, these ascension vibes, very, very strong, and they're going to continue to be strong, and it's going to keep going and going as we continue to shed layers of ourselves. And that requires, more and more things to come up into our conscious awareness. So, as these things are coming up in your conscious awareness, it may come up with a sense of frustration or anger or irritation or jealousy or envy, or, you know, there's a lot of distraction out there that is trying to keep us pulled away from looking at our own shit inside. So, and today is interesting because we have Pluto now that just moved into 29 degrees of Capricorn. So now it's at the very last degree. This is going to ramp up the energy of that Plutonian energy. And look, Plutonian energy is never fun. Well, I can't say that, but it is always intense. Now, whichever intensity you choose to allow it to be, that's on you. We all have free will in that sense, right? We also have Mercury now that is at 0 degrees of Aquarius today. And the nodes shifted from 7 degrees to 6 degrees. Mars also shifted from 12 degrees to 13 degrees. And also Chiron is now at 13 degrees as well. So good thing is Mars and Chiron are a sextile. We're looking at it, especially the divine masculine. We're seeing a lot of deeper aspects of the divine masculine moon coming out to be recognized. Now, I say recognized because, in order to be able to understand what it's trying to teach you, whatever low vibration stuff is trying to teach you, recognition is critical. The awareness of where you're feel stuck or feel like you're not at your best. And as we continue to evolve, we're all activating deeper layers and deeper parts of our consciousness. So these new parts of ourselves may be surprising us. Like once you thought that something made you happy, now it doesn't really do it for you. Once you thought that, you thought that you had made it to a certain point in life, now it's like you want to be at this whole new place. All those kind of feelings, can be coming up. And of course, with Pluto here at 29 degrees, of course, it's going to go to 0 degrees here in about 6 weeks, 5, 6 weeks. It's going to stay there for 2 months, and then it's going to backtrack into 29 degrees. So it's literally going to be sitting in this anorectic degree area for the next year. And this is mastery of the Capricornian foundations and values in our life. So these are structures. We're going to see, guys, we're going to see all these structures that are in place right now fall and disintegrate and crumble. And from that, we're going to have to create all new systems. And a lot of people are going to be terrified of that, right? Because, oh my God, what do we do? So many people are so rely upon these systems that have been in place for so long. But guess what? They're all fucking corrupt and they're all destroying our lives, right? So there's going to be some of us, like myself, that have been working the last decade or so on actually creating these new structures and these new systems. For me, particularly the healthcare system. Um, there's many, 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 many problems going on in the healthcare system. And I am working with an amazing team of people out here in Phoenix, Arizona, to create this new beautiful world where you're going to actually get healthy when you go see someone, myself and the people that I work with. You're going to actually understand why you feel like shit and how to navigate through that and how to actually get healthy, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually and nutritionally, and see how you compensate. Like a lot of people in all these industries, fitness industry, guys, there's so many people in the fitness industry, all these fitness influencers, they're not actually healthy. They're actually doing a lot of compensation. And we're going to be starting to call a lot of that stuff out. That's my responsibility as being a Capricorn with this Pluto in the last degrees of Capricorn to identify these things, call them out, and help people understand how to do it the right way. And when I say the right way, it's not my way. It's the way that's in the highest vibrational good for everyone involved. And that is my intention for everything that I do. So look forward to that. Very exciting stuff. But we also do have Pluto, it's still conjunct to Mercury, right? So the deep, intense communication is still there. Now we're just starting to integrate it, and we have the opportunity to start getting creative about how we're going to use these lessons to build upon the foundation that we're already creating, either in our minds or in the world or both, right? But we have a few sesquiquadrates here going on. One in particular that sticks out to me is between Pluto and Mars. Now that Mars has moved, to another, degree, it's starting to speed up a little bit. But Pluto is the slowest moving planet out of them all. So this to me is a very like typically when I see this in like someone's chart or somebody's synastry chart, it has to do with past life connection. This to me has to do with past life lessons in the collective. Okay. And not only do we have that, we have let's see, we have Black Moon Lilith sesquiquadrate to Chiron. Now that is quite intense, especially because the position of Black Moon Lilith is right near the fixed star Regulus. So with that position right there, this is looking at where are we getting our own way in the sense of leadership in our own lives, and how is our sexual energy misaligned from the greatest purpose and version of what's going on. This makes me think of Andrew Tate, right? You see all this stuff on the news about Andrew Tate, how he's going through all this legal stuff right now. Well, look, whenever you get rich off of subjugating and exploiting women's sexuality, there's going to be problems. There's some level or type of secrecy of darkness in there. And if you guys want, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. I'll do his chart and I'll put it out there and I'll channel it and I'll see what it says. But this in particular is bringing light to where that wound about our sexual identity of who we are in relationship to the leader that we want to be. And you'll know that you're doing it right if there's no drama in your life. But if you're attracting drama in your life, or you're doing things or taking part in action things that are creating feelings of unease in your soul, then that's where you got to really take a deeper look at that. A lot of, especially with the divine masculine, a lot of toxic masculinity and toxic sexuality on both sides, but to a large extent, it's a lot of the toxic masculine sexuality is very extroverted. The toxic feminine sexuality is really more about not feeling worthy of receiving. So it's more internally active. Okay. And this is going to go both ways for men and women. Of course, too, we have Jupiter that's getting closer and closer to Chiron. So this makes it that much bigger. So if you're finding yourself like I happen to notice, like I was scrolling quickly through my YouTube or Instagram last night, and I noticed that I was getting like annoyed and frustrated at seeing like there's so many women that are exploiting themselves out there. And of course they get all these likes and everything because toxicity attracts toxicity. But ladies, you don't have to do that to get out there. Like when you're relying entirely on your sexual identity to receive either money or abundance or finances, you're not living your true purpose. And of course, I lived in Vegas for many, many years, and I've seen that, firsthand. And eventually, every one of them comes to a point where they feel empty and hollow inside, and it's very, very sad. So, like I really highly encourage you to really start to own your identity. There's four survival archetypes that we all have in our consciousness, all right, according to Caroline Myss, and I've been speaking about this for many, many years. But it's the wounded child, the victim, the saboteur, and the prostitute. Now the prostitute is the one that a lot of people get confused, thinking like it's like a little prostitute. No, that's when we give our power away. We prostitute our power out for feelings of like like a lot of women that have sugar daddies and stuff like that. That's because this is all a very Black Moon and Lilith energy, and at 26 degrees of Leo, it's a very dominant energy. So that's why I bring all this up, because it's really important to look at this kind of stuff, because this sexual energy is the most powerful energy in existence. It's our life force, right? And the more sexual energy you have, the more powerful you can be. And that can go against you or for you. It can go many, many ways, right? And we also just happen to have the moon transiting in the beginning of Scorpio today. and it's going to be conjuncting the South Node. So this gives us a huge opportunity to let things go, but also dive deep into these feelings. But the moon is in detriment in Scorpio, so a lot of times it can be overwhelming, or all these feelings that we don't know what we're feeling, and it's so deep and intense. We just want to hibernate, or just want to not feel it, right? And we also have a sesquiquadrate here to Neptune and White Moon Selena. I'd also say Venus as well, because the moon moves so fast. So this is, looking at, like, karmic lessons, karmic issues, even past life lessons that, like, this could be control issues, emotionally, that we need to let go of. Okay. Surrender. Neptune, Venus, and White Moon Selena is about surrender and allowing things to unfold and moving through that fear. In fact, there's a lot of energies here that are just pulsating in our face. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Surrender, let it flow, allow things to move through you, because once the sun comes up to Saturn here in a few days, then that is going to be the peak of this Sun Saturn conjunction, which is going to really, really affect, of course, Aquariuses, but also Capricorns. Well, really everybody. I'm actually not going to single anybody out like that. All right, but and then we also have Black Moon Lilith opposed to Saturn. That's the Lord of Karma. So this, I'm really feeling that this Black Moon Lilith energy is going to be very strong here. Yesterday, today, and the next day. So really be aware of where you are paying your sexual energy towards. Are you in a relationship and you are thinking about getting out of it? Are you not happy with the way they communicate with you? Are you not in a relationship and want to be in a relationship but don't feel confident enough to connect with the person you want to connect to? Are you like, what kind of stuff is going on in there that has to do with wanting to connect intimately? And intimately is into me, you see, right? So that's about being vulnerable, but that's the foundation of what sexual energy is meant to be, not just giving yourself away without connecting to the vulnerability of it all. All right. So be easy on yourself today, and I would say pay your attention to situations and people and things where you can speak your mind, speak your truth, speak your heart, and allow yourself to be vulnerable, and just allow yourself to sink into that vulnerability and think, maybe there's a better way. Maybe there's, like, if you're not feeling 100% today, and like, be the conscious observer, especially strongly today, so that you can really feel into who is it that I really want to be, and what is it that I'm doing, being, or experiencing that is not allowing me to be that. And then, allow yourself to be open to however the universe wants to bring that information in for you. Okay. So I hope that this message helps and finds you well. If you resonate with this message, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. If you'd like to work with me, go ahead and email me, thebiowizard@gmail.com. That'll be in the description box below. Other than that, I hope you guys have a beautiful, wonderful day. Send you all positive vibes, and I'll see you all in the next report. I hope.